Miss Michele, and we're going to start an easy pose. So just taking your one foot in front of you close to the pelvis and the other foot in front of that foot, and being very easy on your hips. Just kind of flutter your knees up and down just a couple of times and just feel your sit bones in your bolster. Then come into stillness and just take the palms down on top of the legs above the knees. And I invite you to gently close your eyes, but first find that position of dignity that we use in yin. So you're just pulling gently on the pelvis floor, pull the navel gently towards the spine, lift the collarbones, maybe take your right hand or left hand, press the thumb on the collarbone and the index finger, lift them up and let the shoulders relax. And then level your chin and gently close the eyes and come inward. Just coming into this moment and focusing, knowing that our yin practice takes us from that fight or flight into rest and digest. So our bodies, our mind, our spirit, everything can heal and repair. In yin, we go into postures longer. We find an edge, a 4 to 5 out of 10. And then we hold that position, a little discomfort. And as we do that, we come and find stillness like we are now, finding stillness within, noticing sensations within, maybe thoughts, but we don't entertain the thoughts. We let them go, as in opening the front and the back door of the mind and just let them waltz through. And then we focus on the breath. As you're aware, the breath is the most important part, bringing in our life force, our chi, our prana. So we'll begin with the breath, just finding an even, steady breath, inhaling gently through the nose for 4 to 5 counts. And at the top, just gently hold that breath for 4 to 5, gazing between the eyebrows. Exhale gently through the nose. Let the breath fall down, the prana of the breath. And then inhale again, 4 to 5 counts, drawing the breath upward from your root all the way up to the crown of your head. Retain the breath for 4 to 5 counts. Exhale, gently letting the breath fall down. Good. We're going to come into Dhyana Mudra. And Dhyana, D-Hyana, is meditation. You've seen this. You've seen deities, the Buddha, sitting people in meditation. So we're taking the left hand, and I'm not going to reverse teach on these. They have to be done the same. So your left hand is going to be on your lap, back of the hand on your lap, palm up. Take the right hand and place it on top with the palm facing up, and let your thumbs touch. And at times I've been known to do this one and just kind of do this with my thumbs, sort of that thinking gesture. Find that tall spine, that position of dignity, and gently close the eyes and focus on the breath. Find that inner silence. You can notice sensations and how you're feeling coming inward, checking in with yourself, and bring kindness and patience with yourself. And in this silence, find limitless potential. Find the new strength you need from within, creating a resolve. Create an inner feeling of nurturing, caring for yourself. Coming into this mudra anytime you need nurturing within, in a chaotic or stressful situation, Just spend a few moments even in this mudra, increasing your mental power. And here's how you use it. If you can think right now of a stressful situation or moment or incident, and maybe where you lost your patience or you lost your resolve to do something, you can replay that right now in small and feel yourself going through that. Maybe someone took the parking spot, or somebody was driving erratically, or you wanted not to choose a particular option and you chose it. And so we cut ourselves slack and we try not to be hard on ourselves, but feel how that feels within. Play it mentally like you're showing a film in your mind, at the mind's eye, gazing between the eyebrows. Notice how maybe your heartbeat and your breath increases. Now drop that image, take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale nose. Exhale mouth, let it go. Good, come into stillness. Repeat the incident, wear exactly the same clothes, be in the same place. But see yourself upright and tall and patient and kind. Smile. Now see it play out the way that you want it. Create a resolve for it to do so. Show that film on the screen in your mind's eye. Seeing yourself do what you intend to do, what correct knowledge tells you to do. Feel the sensations and the difference. Inhale through the nose. Exhale nose. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Excellent. Release the hands now. So if you are doing this, the next thing you do is you take your hands and you just shake them. Let all that stuff go. And we'll begin with Nadi Shadana. So bringing your right hand, pointer finger, index finger, and middle finger between the brows. Gently close the right nostril with your thumb. We're going to do the traditional one. Inhale slowly through the left. Close the left with the ring finger, open and exhale right. Inhale through the right. Close the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale left. Keep that tall spine. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Gazing between the brows. Inhale right. Exhale left. One more round. Inhale left. Close the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right. Exhale left. Release the hand. We'll do Surya Chandra breath, just stabilizing. So you're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale nose. Good. So this balances the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang, the polarities that exist naturally within nature. Coming into a spinal flex, opening the main channel. So we did left and right, Ida and Pingala, just putting your hands either on your ankles or your shins, finding that tall spine. As you inhale, just lift your collarbones, lift the chin, gaze upward, inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the nose, chin to chest, pull the navel in, gazing down. Nice and slow, and feel your spine. Inhale nose, exhale nose. Inhale, nose. Exhale. So find fluidity here and flow. Focusing on the third eye, upward. Exhaling, focus at the tip of the nose. Nice and slow. Feel the energy rising up and down, paralleling your spine in the main Nadi Shadana. Nice and easy. One more. Inhale and exhale. Coming up to this tall spine. Going to do Prana Shakti. So taking the arms up into gate arms, we're going to inhale and reach the hands up to the sky with the palms open. And like you're grabbing something, you're going to grab it on the exhale, pull it down, and exhale through the mouth. So it's inhale, exhale. Keep that tall spine. Elbows are not touching the sides. Grab the energy, pull it down through the body and release what you don't need. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. 3 more. Now inhale the arms up. Inhale deeply. See if you can hold that inhale. Retain, stay in, stay in. Exhale, let the arms come down. You're going to feel a bit heady, so focus between the 2 brows. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, nose. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Good. Now continue your breath for the rest of the practice. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Except if you feel you have a buildup of energy or a blockage that you're releasing, you can just exhale. Okay, coming into Prana Shakti 2, bringing our hands into gate arms, curling the fingers into the palms and then the thumb over. We did this last week as well. This one, you're inhaling and you're just slightly bringing your hands back. And then on the exhale through the mouth, you're going to be like you're hammering on a wall or tapping on a window. This is a great, great, great breath to release any stress, anxiety, uncomfortableness that you have in your body. It's like tapping on the door and releasing that frustration or impatience or energy that you have and just releasing it out. So inhale the hands back, exhale through the mouth and tap on that wall. And it goes quite fast. So inhale and exhale. Like you're telling someone to be quiet. O with the mouth, O shape. Inhale, nose, exhale, mouth. Continue on your own. And if you're really feeling it, you can just actually speed it up. So hard release on the tap, easy on the inhale. Now slow it down. 3 more. Good. Inhale, relax the hands on the thighs. Inhale deeply through the nose. Lift the shoulders up. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale through the nose. Come into stillness. Good. Find that inner breath. We're going to come into a reclined posture. So remove your bolster and just bring it off to the side so it's within reach. And also grab and find your blocks. Make sure they're within reach in case you need them. First posture we're going to come into in yin is reclined pigeon. So placing your legs out in front of you and your hands behind. You're going to take your hands behind the shins and slowly come on to the back. Bringing your feet underneath the knees, parallel to the shins. And then taking your head down onto the mat, lift your right leg and cross that ankle with the foot flexed over the top of your left thigh. Press both hands into the pelvic bowl, into the bones on your hips, and just press, rock it back and forth. Then keep a little pressure there and try and level the back and let your knee fall open. Stage number 1, take the right hand just in onto the thigh below the knee. Inhale and exhale, push it gently open. And if you can find an edge here, this might be where you stay, keeping the left hand pushed into that left hip bone. Step number 2, if there is no resistance, you're going to come to thread the needle. Take your right arm between your legs, your left arm out to the side, bend your left foot, lift it off the earth, bringing both legs towards you, and grab behind the thigh. Take your head and shoulders back down. You need to be able to keep your head and shoulders on the mat. So pick 1 or 2. Whatever your edge is. If there's no edge here, the next part when you lose your edge will be to take your head and shoulders up, interlace your fingers on the shin, then take your head and shoulders back down. So find whichever posture of the 3 is right for you. Find your first edge, and this is how it goes. Find that area of discomfort, a 4 to 5, where there's that hard stop that tells you that this is discomfort, not pain. And you're going to stay there and now come into stillness, nothingness, just being, into silence, and find and focus on the breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. As you lose the edge, if you're in position 1, you keep pushing that shin open a bit, that thigh. If you're in position 2, you're going to keep pulling your left leg towards you and keeping your right knee going outward. If you lose the edge in 2, just grab on your shin. Focus inward. Inhale, let, and exhale, go. Feel your breath, hear your breath, focus inward. When the thoughts come in and the feelings, notice, but let them go out the door. Actually visualize, open door at the front and the back of the mind. Let them go. In this position, you're healing. The stretching or twisting or compression on the muscles, the tendons at the end, the ligaments around joints, the covering of the bones called periosteum, and the bones themselves heal. Your body heals. You're in your nervous system, the part of it that's rest and digest. No more running or flying from things, feeling stressed. Away from that reptilian response of fight or flight. You're safe and secure within here. And we're going to switch this to an Itb twist. Slowly, hello, you can still hear me? Yeah. Good, slowly extend both arms out to the side. If your left foot's on the ground, let the left foot find the earth. Then you're going to roll over towards the left and let your right foot find the floor, turning your torso, your head in that direction. Once you find the floor, take your left arm and just put it a little farther back. Maybe you want to prop your head under the arm. Then the right hand is going to touch inside the thigh of the right leg. As your right foot stays on the floor flat, exhale and push that right leg open, pushing it at the thigh. Leaning on your left side, find that first edge. And find silence. Your straight arm will keep that leg pushed open. Come into the stillness here. We call it shunya. Coming into the void. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. If you find yourself ruminating over things, creating lists of things you want to do or things you didn't do, visualize putting it aside. Just let it go aside. Maybe toss it out the door of the room you're in. You can pick it up later. Let go of things. Just be. Focusing only on your breath. Hearing the breath inside. Inhale, let, and exhale, go. One more breath. Good. Now release your right hand and slowly roll back up onto your back and bring your legs back where you started, bringing the feet underneath the shins. Just lift your pelvis up once gently and put it back down. And then starting again, this time we're going to lift our left leg, flex the foot 90 degrees, take that ankle, cross it over the shin, just below the knee on the right leg. And then rock the pelvis again from side to side, like you dropped a saucer on the floor. Then let it find stillness. Keep your right hand on your right hip bone at the front and the left hand on the left thigh. Inhale here, exhale, push it open. Find your first edge. Come into stillness. Feel your pelvis even on the floor, so both sides are even. If you keep rocking over to the left, just find that even part in the middle. And now become like water in the stillness. And just let time flow. You're stepping out of that timeline, that horizontal one that goes up and down. And just let it flow, limitless in both directions. If you lose your edge, thread the needle, take the left hand between the legs, right hand, lift your right leg up, grab behind the right thigh, pull it towards you, let the head and shoulders come back down. If you lose that edge, you're going to wrap your hands around the shin. Make sure your head and shoulders are on the mat. Come into stillness. So Bruce Lee said, be like water, my friend. So be like water. Picture yourself gazing at a still, still pond. Be that body of water. No ripples. You're one with the water. Like the wave is one with the ocean. Feel yourself one with everyone that's practicing today. Together, in community, Sangha. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Let the water flow gently within. Inhaling let and exhaling go. And the next exhale, you're going to slowly drop your right foot to the floor and do the same thing as before. Start leaning over. Bring your left foot to the floor on the right. So the foot is flat, and now lean onto your right side. You can extend your right arm under your head if that feels good. Keeping your left foot flat on the floor, take the left hand and push open your left thigh. Gaze in the same direction towards the right. I'm reverse teaching for the whole part of the practice until we get to breathing into mudras. And here we're going to change this to a meditation. So inhale, so. Exhale, hum, H-U-M. I am that. Closing your eyes, focusing on the breath. You can say it loud in your space, to quiet, to silence within. Or just start with silence within. So, hum. Or let go. So, hum, I am that. that I am. Being one with your breath, rest into the silence. Focus on the stillness. Next, inhale, slowly, slowly come back up onto your back. Bring one knee at a time gently into your chest and just see if you can grab your shins and gently rock from side to side. Maybe grab your knees, might be easier. And just massage your low back a tiny bit here. Good, then roll over and onto your side and up into seated posture. Coming into butterfly pose. So if you're new to yin, sometimes it's easier if you just take a folded blanket and place it behind you and sit your hips on it. So it's a low lying position. Any forward folds, it actually feels better for some people to get more. So coming into butterfly. So unlike diamond, the feet are going to come as close as you can towards you comfortably, letting the soles of your feet come together. If you have blocks, you can grab them and make sure they're nearby. And just flutter the legs gently like butterfly wings. And here you're either going to grab the ankles or the shins, but never prying the feet open, and find a tall spine. Inhaling here, lifting up, extending through your spine to the crown. And if it's too uncomfortable and you already have too much of an edge, you can just inch your feet a little bit more forward. I'm going to inhale through the nose and exhale. You're slowly going to fold over your legs. So maybe what you do is just grab the outside of your feet and let your elbows and your forearms rest inside, and just the weight of those arms. The chin is tucking in a little bit and you're gazing downward. Here, you can also prop, if you want, the side of the legs if there's too much pressure, taking the blocks under each leg. If you're really far forward and you're able to sustain that, you might have to prop your head with one block or two blocks, so you can stay in the posture. So listen to your back. A discomfort level of 4 to 5 is all that we want. And then close your eyes. And focus. Sometimes you'll just be sitting a little bit farther up and holding on to the ankles. So listen to your lumbar spine at the back if you haven't done any seated forward folds for a while. And in that stillness, go back to the breath. Inhaling, let, and exhaling, go. So the mind will wander with thoughts. Be present. So tether those thoughts on a string. Tether them to your mind and to the breath. Connect your breath, and each time you breathe, just take the thoughts on that string so that you control them. Be in this moment. Just enjoy the experience and let all the thoughts and feelings dissolve. I may date myself here, but let your thoughts and feelings right now be an Alka-Seltzer tablet or a vitamin C tablet that dissolves in water. In your mind's eye, write that right on it. Thoughts, problems, whatever it is, what's causing you stress, even something you're working on. Just put a label on it. Now drop it into that pond of water, that still pond, and let it dissolve. Use your imagination. Let it dissolve away until it's totally gone, until the thoughts become one with the water. and just focus on the breath. Just breathe. You can say with your mind, let on the inhale and go on the exhale. One more breath. On the next inhale, straighten your arms and keep pulling on your ankles or your shins and lift through your spine. Finding that tallness, lift up the pelvic floor, pull the navel in, lift the collarbones, and find your shoulders right over your hips. Good. Then we're going to take one leg at a time, put the legs out in front of us. We're going to heels down and take the hands and just gently rub them on the outside of your right knee. This helps all the joint tissues, all the prana to move around and heal in there. There's not a big blood supply in our joints. And then behind the knee, there's some tendons and muscles, just rub there. And then over the knee, right into the shin, the tendon that comes right down and joins your big bone of the thigh into your lower shin bones. And then do the same with your other leg on the outside, on the back. So winter is very hard on the joints because of the pressure change, the coldness, and the damp. So this is really good to do whenever you just feel a little bit of stiffness. Coming into half butterfly, again, if you are new, you want to keep that back little folded blanket under your hips. And we're going to extend our left leg right out in front of us and gently pull the toes back toward. Take the right foot and bring the sole of that right foot towards your inner left thigh. Now, this right knee will be off the ground. So as you start, take your hands beside you on your mat. Lift your pelvis gently off the floor. Then exhale, just let the back of your sit bones, the bottom of your hips find the earth, and bring the shoulders over the hips. And then let that knee gently fall open and see where it is. So if it's really high up and you don't find your first edge, but if your edge is so high up here that you need a little bit of prop to sustain the edge, just put the block a little under it. Alternatively, what I like is a roll of paper towels because it's a little softer, so you can do that as well. So find that first edge, but if you don't, you may lose the edge very quickly as we fold here. So make sure that your props are in around you. So find that tall spine and inhale here. And you're going to exhale, take the fingers to the mat and slowly creep your fingers forward like a crawling tiger until you find your first edge, which will likely be on your inner thigh and groin on the right. And then once you're there, push your hip sit bones into the earth. Maybe push into your heels of your hands and gaze a little bit down, but keeping a nice long spine. And then you may lose the edge, or you might just turn your block down a little bit. Coming into half butterfly. So find that edge, keep pushing away from the heel of the hands. Some people like to have their bolster. And you can take the bolster along your extended leg and just rest your forearms on the bolster. You can even bend your elbows and hold your forehead with your hands in prayer position. Whatever helps you to stay in that first edge, come into stillness in the posture and focus on the breath. The bolster is nice because as you lose your edge, you can grab and let your torso come over onto the bolster and maybe hold the outside of it. But remembering, keep the chin off the chest and breathe. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Maybe you do so, hum, or let go. Either is meditative. And meditation, the gauge for meditation is you can meditate just as long as you have years in your life. So if a child or a young person of 12 wants to start, They do it for 12 minutes. But even if you've been meditating for years, sometimes we come to the seat of meditation and we can't focus. So just do what you can. Maybe it's 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just coming into meditation is one of the best things we can do to keep balance in all areas of our life. One more breath. Inhale here and exhale. On the next inhale, straighten your arms, lift your head up, and just creep your hands close back towards you until your shoulders are over your hips. Bring your bolster if you've been using it or your blocks, and just sit upright for a minute and let the shoulders be over the pelvis. And then exhale, we're going to slowly take that leg out, extend the right leg, but you might want to just rub it a little bit underneath if you feel any discomfort. And then sitting up tall, we're going to switch to the other side and then taking the sole of the left leg and bringing it towards the right thigh, taking the hands beside us on either side of the pelvis. Inhale, lift the pelvis off the mat. Exhale, let it come down. You may notice that already you're better on this side, and that's fine. So maybe you don't need anything, or maybe you just need a bit of a folded blanket under the outside of your left knee. But if you used a bolster in front of you or a block, make sure they're nearby, as we're going to do the same thing as we did before. So finding the tall spine, inhale through the nose. And then exhale, just creeping tiger. Bring those fingers, keep going forward, gazing down towards that foot, but keeping the crown of the head upward. Paying attention to your body where you find that hard stop, that sweet spot, where that wall of resistance stops you, and then stop there. Press the palms of the hand or the heel of the hand into the earth and push away from it so you can really feel those sitting bones, the bottom of each side of the pelvis engaged on the mat. And this is where you'll stay. You could bend the elbows to come closer, or you can again take that bolster along the edge of your leg in lengthwise and come into stillness. Right now, just pick one thing that you struggle with. For me, myself, it's that I'm really can be hard on myself at times. I think many of us have the tendency to be hard on ourselves as we strive to do things in our lives. So we're going to dissolve that. Every day I have to remind myself to cut myself some slack, especially in these challenging times. So as you're in your edge here, focus on being that water. And then write on that dissolving tablet, being hard on myself. And plop it in the water. Watch it dissolve and fizzle into nothingness. See the calmness and the stillness of the water and feel that calmness and stillness within your body. Feel the good space that you have now within, that you can fill up with things that do you good, with kindness, love, and compassion for yourself and others, starting it with yourself. And just be. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. And on the exhale, maybe sinking a little bit more forward if you've lost your edge. And stay here. Focusing on that breath and tethering your thoughts to it. Reining them in like a horse that's wild. Mastering your life force, your prana, your chi, and mastering your life. You are the experience of your life. You are the experiencer. Totally have the ability to create the life we desire. Focus on what you desire. Grow from within, like a seed in a pot. One more breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Now inhale, straighten the arms if they're bent, and slowly walk them towards you until your shoulders are back over the hips. Sit upright for a moment here and feel the heaviness. So if you're in the right position, as your shoulders come over the pelvis, you're going to feel those two bones at the bottom of your pelvis really engage with the mat. Inhale here and exhale. Good. Then you're slowly going to take that left leg, straighten it a bit in front of you, and just give it a nice rub with your hands. One of the most important things in our life is to have a supple spine and a strong mind. And the poses we're going to do now are transition poses to bring us into the next part of the class. So we're going to come into tabletop. And again, if you have that folded blanket, you can put it under your knees here, just to be kind to yourself. Or you can fold your yoga mat. Most yoga mats are thick enough if you have them. So come into the tabletop position, placing the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And just bring your fingers closer together. Press into the heel of the hand, press into the thumb and the pointer finger, and engage the knuckles a little bit so that the palms become suction cups. Coming into cat and cow, focusing on your spine. You're going to inhale, drop the belly, tailbone lifts, lift your chin and your gaze forward. Exhale, pull the navel to spine, bring the chin to chest, arching your back and pushing away from the feet, the knees, the hands. Inhale into cow, we call it. Exhale into cat. And notice your spine. Try and find fluidity within it. Inhaling and exhaling, following the flow of your breath. The next time you're in cat, inhale and hold your cat, and we're going to reverse the breath here. Exhale into cow, drop the belly, let the tailbone rise, lift the chin and the chest and the eye gaze forward. Exhale into your cat, pulling the navel to the spine. Inhale to cow. Whoops, we did it wrong. Exhale into cow. Inhale into cat. Exhale into cow. Inhale into cat. Good job. Come into stillness here and tuck the toes under. Gonna lift the knees up. Keep the knees bent. Push, push, push away from the hands until you find your head between your upper arms. And then slowly just walk your legs out. So your feet can be nice and close to your body and be in a position where you can actually find your heels tapping down. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel the length of your spine. Pull the navel in and then just let your head rotate from side to side like you're shaking no, no, no. And then let it nod back a little bit back and forth for yes, yes, yes. And just breathe. And if you feel the need to exhale, exhale. Just a couple of more breaths in downward facing dog. And then come into stillness here. And then pull the navel to spine and slowly let your knees lower back down, untuck the toes, find yourself into table. Then move your knees a little bit behind you, behind your hips. Move your hands a little bit forward. Inhale here and come into a supported plank or lazy upward facing dog. And just let your hips waggle here from side to side, gazing forward. Good. Inhale through the nose and exhale. And then slowly bend the elbows or take the elbows down and come all the way onto your belly. Starting here, we're coming into Sphinx Pose. Bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders here, and then extend the hands outward. Fingers are fairly close together, but they can be a little bit spread in this, but press, not pushing your forearms forward. Just gaze downward first. Look down towards your mat. Now inhale and lift your collarbones up. Think of lifting your collarbones, and that will take your torso up. And feel the stretch here, the lifting through your heart, through your chest. So there is no pressure pushing forward on your mat or your arms. And here you'll feel the pubic bone pressing into your mat, and then you'll feel a little squeeze behind your back, your lower back. Maybe your glutes are engaging a tiny bit. So gaze a little bit down and forward. And inhale through the nose and exhale, finding your edge. Elevating the collarbones, you're relaxing the shoulders. The chin is down and slightly in. And this is a position, you've seen it in Egyptian pyramids. You'll see the Sphinx. This is a position of humility, but it's also a position of wisdom. As you gaze down, focus on your heart. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Feel the back of your legs, the top of your legs, the top of the feet, the knees and the thighs and the pubic bone engaged, and feel yourself rising up, shining your heart forward. And go inward, focusing on the heart. Explore the stillness within. Focusing only on the breath. If it's hard, you can always come down a little bit lower and go back up into your Sphinx. Having a humble and gentle heart. Always coming from the heart and not the head space. When we find ourselves in the mind with the thoughts going back and forth, pause. I call it the purr principle. Pause, reflect, and then react. Pause, reflect coming from the heart, then respond, not react. Reaction is based on past experiences and things that trigger us. Respond is based from pausing, reflecting on it, bringing into awareness why we're doing something, and then responding with knowledge, with wisdom. For the last second of the pose, what you're going to do is take your hands and move them outward like a windshield wiper, a little bit out farther. Inhale here and push and straighten the arms into seal pose. If I was on my own, I might flutter my back feet and make the sound of a seal a little bit, but I won't embarrass myself by doing that. So push away from the hands. And as you push away from the heel of the hand, just feel that pubic bone engaged, gazing forward. These postures, Sphinx and seal, correct all the things we do with reaching all day. Texting, computer work, washing dishes, cleaning, sweeping, grabbing for things. This reverses all that. One more inhale, exhale, bend your elbows down and find yourself back in Sphinx. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. We're going to transition here back into a seated position. So slowly pull the navel to spine. Bring your knees out and straighten your arms and come back into that tabletop position. And then gently just wag your hips from side to side, gently pulling the tailbone in. Good. And then find yourself back in front of your mat, seated. And then just grabbing your props or your bolster and making sure they're within reach. Starting with seated diamond pose, we're not going to stay in it, but we're going to build it. So on your mat, take your hands beside you and lift your hips and let them come back down, and take the feet farther out in front than you would for the butterfly that we did. So away from your pelvis, but out on your mat, let the soles touch, and find a tall spine, lifting upward. Good. So we're going to start in deer pose with the right leg. So just move your left leg a little to the side and take your right leg, grab the bottom of your right foot with your left hand and cradle your right knee. Gently lift that leg up and push it across the mat so it's even with the width with your foot flex, 90 degrees. Then you're going to take your left leg and bend it and put it behind you. You can take the sole of the foot of the right and just bring it up against your left knee. And that foot at the back is also flexed 90 degrees. It's a little uncomfortable to start. You're going to hold here for a minute and lift and push into the hands and lengthen through the spine. Axial extension. And then slowly, slowly, going to take yourself and take the hands out and start creeping them forward, and you're folding over top of your front leg. Maybe you're down on the forearms. Maybe you're just straight up with the hands straight. So find what works for you. Maybe you need a block here so that you're in a position where you can let the forearms stay on the mat. You can start with the high end of the block. Then you have the next edge, you have the medium edge. Then you have the flat edge. Finding that edge of 4 to 5 out of 10, come into stillness. And just dwell in this moment. Just be in the moment here. Feel your life force. Every time you breathe, you're drawing that life force in, distributing it to every cell of the body. The breath is the most essential healer that we have. Bring that inward. Feel the blood flowing through your body, the life, the miracle that's you. The odds of us having a life and being born are astronomical. It's a miracle. We are a miracle. Feel the flow of life within your body. Feel the wonder of yourself. Three more breaths. When you're in a folded posture, you have to breathe a little more through your back and your side ribs. So notice them moving. On your next inhale, inhale and straighten your arms first. And then slowly walk your hands back until your shoulders are over your hips. A good counter pose to this is to come into a deer twist. So keep your right hand a little bit back and behind and take your left hand on the outside of your front right knee. Inhale tall and exhale, gently twist at your belly button. Just twisting at the belly, just bringing yourself a little bit over towards the side. Feeling that length in your abdomen, but still keeping a tall spine. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, release, and then come back to the front. Bring your left leg forward and your right, and find that seated diamond pose, bringing the soles of your feet out in front. And then gently sitting up tall, grab your shins and just lift tall. Coming to the other side. This time you're going to take your right leg a little bit off to the right. Take your right hand on the sole of your left foot and cradle your left knee with your left hand. Lift that foot up. Place it across your mat with the foot flexed at 90. Let it gently come down. Take the right knee, lower leg behind you at 90 degrees with the flex foot. And you can bring the top of that knee inside your left foot, placing the hands beside you. Push yourself upward. A little bit of discomfort here, often in the hip of the right side. Make sure you have your prop in front of you and do exactly as you did on the other side, because we want to create equality in the sides of our body. Inhale here and exhale, slowly creep those fingers forward. And come to whatever position works for you, folding over that leg. Maybe you're on the forearms. Maybe you're lower down with your head, using your block, starting at the higher position. Whatever it is, find that edge, just a discomfort of 4 to 5, and then find the stillness. Find that sweet spot. Move towards it mindfully, a little bit at a time, and say, that's my hard stop. And now I'm going to stay there in the stillness and come inward, focusing on the breath. Letting the stillness, the void, the timeless guide you inward to your true self, your essential self. Not the person that everyone thinks you should be, or the person that you are on that movie that you play outwardly into the world. You are not that. This is how we break away from patterns. We are not that. That is the lower mind taking over. Rip up those labels. Rip them up in your mind. You are not that. Come inward to your true essential self. Let go of the ego mind. And in the stillness, find who you truly are, what you desire to be, what you know you can be, without the load that life heaps upon you, without expectations. Every day, every morning, say to yourself, I have no expectations, and I am going to do my best. I have no expectations, and I will do my best. And remember, your best is different from day to day, depending on what the challenges are. It's not perfect. We don't look for perfection. Just do your best under the circumstances under which you find yourself. Cut yourself some slack, yogis. I need to do this every day in my life. Cut yourself some slack. Learn to come back in and give your attention to what you want to grow. Plant that seed and head in the direction of love and kindness. Lead with your heart. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Let the labels go. Now inhale, press into your hands and slowly straighten your arms, gazing forward. And then walk your hands towards your body until your shoulders are over the pelvis. Take your hands on either side of you on your mat and just hold yourself, prop yourself upward. Let your body realign. And the recovery position is take your left hand a little bit behind you and over, and bring your right arm right across the body, placing it on the outside of your left thigh. Pull tall here, push, push, push tall, and then exhale, twist at your belly button, letting the breath and the exhale guide you, turning to look at the side of the room. And then breathe here. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, release that posture. And then come back, bringing that leg in front of you. The right leg, just give it a nice little rub. Coming into a nice counter pose for your hips. We're going to do some seated windshield wipers. So just taking your hands back and behind you and leaning back a little bit onto the hands. Inhale here and exhale, rotate both of your legs over towards the right. Let the outside of the left right knee come down and the left knee come in. Inhale through center. Exhale, bring them both over to the left. You can push your heart forward here. Inhale through center, rotate the legs over to the right. Exhale. Inhale through center, over to the left. Exhale. Inhale through center, over to the right. Continue with your breath. Close your eyes and feel the flow. Notice where the movement comes from. Notice if you're stuck and send your focus, send your breath there and find movement, especially between the hips where we like to hold emotions. Heal. Let the water, the sign of the element of water between the hips, the sacral chakras there, let it flow. So do your windshield wipers being water, flowing from side to side. Then when you're ready, exhale and slowly come into stillness and come into a seated position. Here, it's time to find that bolster and sit yourself on it. So take your bolster onto your mat, across, and then prop your hips up on the mat. Find easy pose, bringing one foot towards you and the other in front of it, where you can also cross your legs a lot and let them fall open. So find what works for you, finding that position of easy pose. Another mudra for you today, Kubera, K-U-B-E-R-A, seated tall here on your bolster. Kubera is like feng shui. The word is for organizing, creating the environment of the organization that helps you to feel best and to be your best self. How to make your projects succeed. How to be successful in what you focus on. Wherever we focus attention, that's what grows. Sometimes that project that we focus on, that we're organizing, is ourselves. That's my biggest project and my biggest challenge. So this mudra gives us the courage to succeed and the resolve to complete the task with confidence. You're going to take the index and middle finger, the tips of them, and put it to the tips of the thumb on both hands. Then fold your pinky and your middle finger, your ring finger, just down into the palm, however comfortably that is. So it's like you're pinching the tips of your index and middle finger to the tip of the thumb. And you're actually going to hold this up. It's kind of like the Italian gesture of ah. So let your shoulders relax. Let your collarbones come up, your shoulders down, and just rest the inside of your upper arms, your elbows maybe on your rib cage, and just let them sit upward. Feel that tallness, that position of dignity, pulling up on the pelvic floor, navel to spine. And here's what you do with this. You gently close your eyes and gaze inward between the brow. Setting an intention. And your intention starts with I will. So pick one now. It can be I will do my best. I will be kinder to myself. I will cut myself some slack. I will do my best. So pick one and visualize yourself doing that. Close your eyes, focus on the breath, and visualize yourself. Focus on the mudra. Feel the fingertips touching. Repeat your resolve gently within the field of thought. Breathing gently in and out through the nose. Visualize yourself completing that task, being successful, whatever your intention is. Keep repeating it. I will do my best. I will be patient. I will be kind. I will love myself. Whatever it is, yogis. You're all yogis because you practice yoga. We don't just practice it. We become yoga. This is the way we overcome suffering in our lives. Suffering is there for everyone. That's what part of the duality of life is, the cause and effect. Keep repeating your intention, focusing inward. You can practice Kubera and do this anytime you feel you're losing your intention or your ability to complete something that you set your mind on. And it doesn't matter if it's 5 seconds, 5 minutes. Start at 30 seconds and aim for 5 minutes of Kubera. Keep repeating your intention. Now slowly release the mudra with the hands and let the palms come down into the thighs, but keep focusing at the level of thought, repeating your intention. I will. And let it go with the breath. I will, on the inhale and maybe on your exhale, the rest of your intention. Do my best. I will be kind to myself. Now start to smile as you say it. You can do it. Just a gentle smile. Fake it till you make it. I will. State your intention. Drop the intention from repeating it with your words internally and let it just float in there. Maybe you read it, maybe you feel it. Breathe. Stay with it. Just complete silence. Timeless, formless. Just be. Not do. Good. Now drop that innerness and start focusing on coming a little bit back into the room. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale nose, coming into Surya Chandra, balancing your sun and your moon. your yin and your yang, masculine and feminine, all those polarities. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Good. We'll end practice together in our yoga community, taking 2 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let the fingertips come to the outside of your mat. And we're also going to practice the 3-part Ohm. So on the inhale part, inhale the hands up, inhale through the nose, and just make an O shape with your mouth. Oh, actually go ah, like you're going to go ah, like you want to sing, or the doctor's sticking that tongue depressor, ah. So inhale, sing all the way up. Let them come down. Do ah. This time we're going to make an O. The O, say make an O like a Cheerio O with your mouth. And on the way down, we're making the O sound. So inhale through the nose. Exhale. O. And this time we're doing like it's really good, pursing the lips together, letting that be that resonation of sound within our body. That vibration balances everything within your body. All the atoms come into line. So inhale overhead and exhale. And now we're going to put them together. As we come down, we're going to go ah, o, Inhale overhead. And on the last one, as we gather our hands at the top in prayer, we're going to bring our hands down through the central channel and land them on the chest. Inhale, hands up through the side overhead. Palms touch. And Om. Ah, Om. Good. Take the chin towards the chest, gazing down towards yourself, connecting that mind with the heart, remembering the heart to always pass things through our heart. Pause, reflect, and respond. Have a wonderful weekend, yogis. Remember, in yin, our body heals. So sometime during the day, you might feel like you weigh 10,000 pounds and your body wants you to rest. Sit in your chair, your recliner, and let your body rest. On days of yin, be easy on yourself. Gentle walks through nature, being kind to yourself, taking your time, not trying to do lots of activity. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.